forward towards this corner and let me know about your queries as well. Okay, so let's begin with the class, everyone. Accounting and financial management for bankers. As you already know, in terms of the syllabus of the JIB examination, how does the examination overall goes like? Number one, we have paper one, that is Indian economy and Indian financial system. Second is principle and practices of banking. Then our examination, that is paper three. Okay, this is paper three. And then there is paper 4. Okay, so there are overall 4 papers, and then we have accounting and financial management for bankers, where we have 4 different modules. First 2 are definitely similar. Third one has got everything that was there in module A earlier in the previous syllabus, and then it was switched to module C in this case. And then the last one is regarding taxation and fundamentals of costing. This part is absolutely new, and this is hardcore niche of finance as well as costing area. So again, for this particular thing, you will definitely need the base. And the last paper is RBW, and that is retail banking and wealth management. Okay, so this is the entire syllabus for your examination. That means you have 4 modules, and mind you, if I talk about each and every module, especially about our module, that is AFM, if I look at it, there are more than 600 pages in the book of AFM itself. So that means you don't have to buy the book. I will be sharing all that part with you. My video is currently off, ma'am. Is the screen visible clearly to you? Please confirm if the screen is clearly visible to you. Everybody else? I think currently a few of you can see it and a few cannot. Is the screen visible where there is JIB exam syllabus written? Visible now? Okay. Anybody where the screen is not visible to you now, kindly re-log in. Sometimes it happens. Okay. Now let's look forward to the next point. Acha, in terms of the JIB exam pattern, what's the exam pattern? Earlier the questions were 120, now been reduced to 100 questions, right? So you have got 100 questions, total marks 100, and the time duration is 2 hours. In terms of the examination, normally what happens is, the questions that I've definitely listened to is, ma'am, is the examination purely numerical or theoretical? What is this particular scenario with this examination? The first point with this examination is that when we talk about AFM, na, it has numericals as well as the theoretical portion. But the point is, in the previous examination, that is in the May attempt, what I could see was there were very limited questions related to the numerical area. So then this was something that was definitely seen in the examination of May itself, that in the examination they asked lesser number of numericals, but more of conceptual challenges were definitely there for the bankers. Acha, now I'll be answering a few specification regarding the examination passing criteria and other details, so that you can come to know what is exactly that you should prepare for and what is the particular marks criteria as well. Okay. Okay, now let's move on. Number one, if you're looking forward to this examination this year, then what is that particular thing where you're looking forward towards clearing this examination? Number one, to qualify the JIB exam 2023, first of all, you need at least 50 out of 100 in each paper. That means you have to make sure that you are making 50, 50, 50, and 50 in each paper minimum, and the total, it is of 100 each now. So technically, out of 400, you should be scoring minimum 200 marks. If you're not able to score 200 marks, then even if you would have cleared one particular examination above 50, the other one's not done, then there can be a problem. Now there is something else as well in terms of examination. If this is your first attempt, then if you secure 45 marks in each paper, and aggregate you are making more than 50%. How is it possible? Normally what can happen is that someone can have 72 marks in one particular subject and 45 in another, then 50 in one, then 47 in one. In all aggregate they are still above 200, then they are considered to be passed. Okay, but this is there in terms of the first attempt of the JIB. So this is the entire era where they get aggregate of 50% in all subjects of the examination, then he will be declared as having qualified the examination. Is this criteria clear, everyone? Okay, now let's talk about it in detail as well before I start my particular subject. uh Ma'am, the second point says if you're applying for this examination for the first time now, then you need to have minimum 45 in each subject, and your total minimum 45 means you can have a particular subject where you will be scoring more than 45, and there can be any subject where you will be scoring exact 45 or 47, but all the other examinations you went really well in those. The total should be 50% of the total. If the total is 400 and your aggregate comes out to be 190, then you are not passed. If it crosses 200, then you are passed. That's the rule. Okay? Got the point, everyone? No problem, ma'am. Okay, before we proceed further, there are a few things that I would like to talk to you so that you are clear about how to prepare. Number one, everyone, in this examination, please do not think that, Arey, ma'am, let's focus on only one module or these two modules. Now, just tell us which are the most important modules and we'll focus on that. And on the last day, we won't touch the other modules. The problem in this examination now is they are covering the entire syllabus. They are not putting questions only from one corner, rather they are providing the questions from each and every subject, every chapter, or you can say unit of the module. That means if you are looking forward to the fact, let's prepare for only a few chapters, not the entire syllabus, you are putting yourself under a lot of risk. Secondly, if you are looking forward towards at least scoring 50 in each subject and then getting it done and not focusing on it a lot, there's another problem there. If you prepare for 100 now, then you reach at least 70 to 80, and sometimes the person is also in 60s as well. I've seen so many bankers who had given a lot of hard work, but sometimes it happens in the examination they become blank or anything can happen. Even if worst to worst happens, they're still in the 60s. Why? Because they have prepared for 100. If you prepare for 70, then you can never reach 50 in case of something goes down the drain. So at that point of time, that approach that if you want to score 50, prepare for only 50 will not work, because the examination has turned more or less practical. No problem, sir. The examination is overall practical in nature. So in this case, one of the basic misconception that people really develop is that focusing on only a little part of the syllabus and not the entire syllabus. So if you are preparing only for a little part of the syllabus, then you are definitely risking yourself. And now the point that arises is, if you're preparing for the entire syllabus, just before the examination, will you be able to finish all that in time? That is something that you will have to look forward towards an organized manner of preparing, right? Considering the fact you are also working, you have a family as well, you have different priorities and a personal life. So that simply means when you are studying, you have to make sure you find that correct balance. My classes would consist of all these modules there. Once you start preparing or once you start revising, the sequence can definitely change, but in terms of your basic studies, always go for module A. Module A is all about the basics of accounting. In this case, Yes, the recorded classes would be available to you after the completion of the class. You can, once the recording is available, you can review that recording as many times as possible. And secondly, with each and every class, there's a particular practice book given, which is the PDF of this class, where you can review what we have done in the class itself. Okay, so that is also there. Any other doubt, everyone? Normally, after the completion of class, after a couple of hours, you can review the recording of this particular class as well. And I would suggest, if you're going for my class, please keep Sonali ma'am, this is only in the area of the app itself. Everything can open only in the app. You won't be able to download and keep it in your PC, but definitely you can use it in the app itself. Okay. Then there's one more important thing that I would like to discuss is that if you're going for my class now, please keep a particular notebook handy. I'm not asking you to note down the definitions, to note down all the details, but with every class, note down at what point of time you were having problems and how to deal with those problems. Okay, what happens is, for example, in the class number 47, or maybe in the class number 13 itself, there was a particular question that was done, and that particular question was quite tricky, and I said this is quite important. Just before the examination, will you remember that in class number 13 ma'am has said that we have to do this particular question just before the examination? Will you be able to do that? A very basic question. If in a specific class I say this is very important, will you be able to retain that part even at the time of examination, that ma'am has told that this particular question can be studied just before the examination even? Normally the chances are very high that in the last week now you won't be able to recall what I said was important and what was not important. So if we become practical about it, what you can do is, in each and every class, if there's any specific numerical being done, or any specific portion where you felt that, "Arey, in this particular portion now, whatever ma'am dealt with, this portion was definitely a little different, or it is basically very detailed, or any complexity that you might feel, or even the area which you feel ki acha I can score in this portion in any case, you are sure about that, how will you remember that?" Yes sir. That is point the sir, Anupam sir, this is one of the basic problems. So if you're looking forward to my class now, I won't say note down all the things that I'm teaching in the class, because the PDF of this class is also available. After the completion of the class, this would be available. So in this case, what can you do? Number one, whatever the topic is, that would be updated in the class itself, that this is I'll come to that part as well sir. Okay. While you are preparing your quick notes, everyone, what will happen and what can you note in the quick notes? Number one, not everything is given in the PDF itself. There would be some things, or some examples, or some numericals that are solved by us in the class itself. So what you can do is, you can make notes of those very important things where you need to put an asterisk. Number one, all those things have to be noted that way. Number one is this. Then number two is, note down the class number or the details of the class where you felt this was something that I wanted to review again. Note down that particular class, and at the same time, after the completion of the class, or whatever the class topic is going on now, note down the timeline as well. For example, in the middle of the class, you come to know if our class is starting at 8:30, then it at 9:15 we are dealing with something which is quite different. So that means you want to note down whatever we are doing between 9:15 to 9:45, and you felt that, "Ma'am, this is what I would like to see even just before the examination, because I am not able to get my confidence in it." I said, "Okay, if you're looking forward to it, then just note down the time at which we were dealing with it." So then, just before the examination, you don't have to go through the entire video to find out what exactly you were looking forward to. So in this case, what you will do is you will find out acha around 45 minutes would have passed. So you will swipe that particular video up to 45 minutes and then start with that. Now this kind of revision will make your entire study way sorted if you go through the scientific methods. Padma ma'am, as such now, the class schedules is already attached with that particular, the planner is attached already, and at the same time, the timing is from 8:30 to 10. So Nali ma'am, as such, whatever I am dealing, the most of it would be written in the particular PDF itself, and at the same time, if there would be any questions, and I'll also provide you the solutions of the same. But still, sometimes what happens is while teaching, we prepare a few spontaneous questions, and those questions can be easier than the one that I'm dealing in module. So this will make it easier if you note that portion down in the class itself, because on the last day at least you won't be confused that Arey, what should I study, because this is as a student that I used to face a problem that if I was dealing something with in a very detailed format, so just before the examination you cannot invest so much of time in one particular module, in one particular chapter. So you have to be very rational and practical about it. So every time you're going for the class, anybody who doesn't like to maintain notes, don't maintain it. Just keep that diary with you, note down what particular topic was being done and what exactly it covers. And I think by the time you'll be looking forward towards the CIB and all, na, I'll ask you to write a gist of it, just 2 3 words, 2 3 words, so that by the time you will be learning all that part, na, it becomes easier. But if you're looking forward to the CIB and that methodology, let's train it from this particular class itself. So these are the few things which you can look forward to. Satish sir, there's no specification regarding module wise weightage. Basically, the syllabus was changed in this particular year itself. There are certain modules which have a little more than others, but there is no specification regarding the module weightage. And at the same time, the examination currently is coming from the entire module, not from any one specific corner. Okay, so how are we going to cover? What are we going to cover? Let's talk about it. The number first point is meaning, and this is accounting principles and processes. This is the module A. Everybody, please make sure when you start learning accountancy, you should always begin from module A. We'll start from the module A itself. Yes, I have a specific group as well. I'll share the particular details of the group, and I'll also share my email ID. So, in case of any problem, you'll be able to see it. Sir, I've just switched off the camera so that you can see the particular content below it. Okay. Everyone, this is the link for that particular Telegram channel. In case of any changes in the classes or any other further detail, you'll be able to see it. It is pinned at the top. Okay. Till the time all these things are going on, let's talk about the other details as well. We'll start with module A, everyone. Deepti ma'am, I have pinned it at the top. everyone, this is module A. When we talk about the module A, it is going to cover the area of definitions. Number one, what are we going to study? Everybody who hasn't learned the area of accountancy at all, the examination doesn't give you directly the higher level of accountancy. They start from the basics. Okay? So how is it starting? Okay. Apologies for the trouble, everyone. Audible? Clearly audible? Acha. The examination is going to start with this area, everyone. First of all, what are we going to do? What's the brain map? Let me tell you there. First thing is, I'll give you the definitions, scope, accounting standards. This is the base of accountancy. So in this case, what are we going to do is A, B, C of accounting. We learn what do you mean by debit, what do you mean by the credit, and how do we learn accountancy? What are the basic concepts that we have to do when we talk about accountancy? Then comes the area of basic accounting procedures. This is the base. In accountancy, there is nothing like you just start directly. In accountancy, we have first level, second level, then combine all together, then you move on to the next level. That is what we do in terms of accountancy. That means, first of all, you'll write every single thing. Every single day, you will write down, ma'am, sale made. Second day, you say that's another sale made. Then on the third day, if you start making a lot of money, what will happen? You will say, ma'am, today 10 particular goods are sold. This particular purchase, this particular purchase, this particular sale. In one particular day, if so many transactions are done, I cannot listen to you entire day now. So what will I do? I'll say, sir, ma'am, is it possible that you can combine and give me the total sales and total purchases? You will say, sure. So in this case, I can come to know about the particular things quickly rather than having individual amounts. है ना? Lakshmi ma'am, am I audible now? So in this case, that is what we learn. How do they give that total? How do they show it in the books of accounts? Because do you remember when we were kids, we learned about the format of the tables. 2 multiplied by 1 is equal to 2. In accountancy, even we have formats. You have to follow those formats, and many a times what happens is these formats are asked in the examination in the form of conceptual questions. So first thing is we'll start from the module A itself. Everybody else, am I audible clearly? Anil sir, Yogesh sir, please confirm. Arya ma'am, am I audible clearly? Thank you so much, Yogesh sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone. So in this case, we will start with this portion. That is, we learn the counting procedures. How do we do the entire thing? What is totaling? How do we multiply? How do we divide everything in terms of the format we learn? And then we'll be talking about the area of maintenance of the cash and subsidiary books. Now that is where, see, when we were kids, I think there is a particular concept everybody would know. There was a rough notebook and there was a fair notebook. The rough notebook used to have every kind of work in it, be it my normal subject work or my practice work, everything was there in the rough notebook. While when I made a fair notebook, it was clearer and had only one particular subject in it, right? So when we talk about the rough and fair in this area na, it is related to this only. In terms of accountancy, what they say is you prepare a journal. A journal is something where you write everything. We made a sales, we made a purchases, we had expenses, we made incomes. All those things are noted down in one particular book only. Then they said, nay, nay, this is becoming very confusing. Then they said, what to do about it? They say, just note down all the purchases in one notebook. Note down all the sales in one notebook, all the entries which are related to the cash in one notebook. So what they started doing is they started preparing different notebook for different purposes. So we learn all these 2 3 chapters are something which is the base of accountancy. Then we have bank reconciliation system. The name consists of reconciliation. In this case, our passbook and cash book, they are both going to fight. In our books, we are going to write that, array, I have deposit money in the bank, and the bank will say, no, no, we haven't received the money. And the reason would have been, I forgot to write the proper date. I forgot to sign in that proper manner. So that would have led to any missing on the part of the passbook, because passbook doesn't know that I have already recorded that in my books. For example, if I give money to you, I will note down I gave money. You will also note down that I gave money to you, right? It's a dual concept. So the banks are going to prepare their books of accounts. As a person, I am going to note down my books of accounts, and then we will actually find out, are the banking transactions really matching or not. Then we will prepare the trial balance. If there are certain errors or something, then we'll try to rectify that. This particular chapter, depreciation, is very very important. This is one of the areas which is frequently asked in the examination, that too in the case studies. Sonali ma'am, just click on the top link that is given. There's a link given at the top now, please click on that. It will take you directly. Correct, Satish sir? It all the journal are recorded in it. Okay, I have an example there. I think you will be able to correlate. During audits, this is what I've seen, that if we go on audit now, I used to ask specific people. For example, I asked the people who were dealing with taxation. I used to ask them, sir or ma'am, please provide me the TDS returns there and the details regarding it. If I go to the person who's basically taking care of the loans, I'll ask them to provide me the loan details. If I'm doing the remaining audit, then I can ask for the daily vouchers of the banks as well. So what are we going to do in this case? In this case, I am going to segregate my work. Now, this is what the subsi books in terms of a normal business is about. Depreciation and its accounting is very important chapter, asked in the numerical form. Capital and revenue expenditure theory, but a very interesting theory. It clears the base itself. I think we'll be doing it beforehand. Then bills of exchange, a good chapter. Once the base is over, it becomes just a piece of cake. The remaining 3 chapters, as you can see, this is hardcore banking area. You are working in a bank, then these 3 chapters can be done swiftly, because this is something that consists of your working pattern itself. So module A is all for beginners, right? So if you look at this particular area of the last 3 chapters now, this is hardcore banking, while the other first, I think, 7 chapters, these 7 chapters are exclusively related to the area of accounting basics. The moment you are done with the accounting basics, what's the with the accounting basics what's the with the accounting basics what's the next with the accounting basics what's the next with the accounting basics, what's the next thing that we are looking forward? So this we'll look forward towards the module B. Module B is the next level. In terms of module B, you will not learn the basics there. In this case, you will look forward towards the next area, that is, you look forward towards module B. First of all, we learn the ABC. How does an individual work on their books of accounts? If I am having my own business, How do I note down sales? How do I note down purchases? What are expenses? All those things as per my business. I'll note it down. But then after this, the next thing that will happen is we will move forward from the basics to the advanced level. That means, first of all, you will learn how an individual prepares his books of accounts, and then they will ask you to learn how does a company work? How does a company prepare its books of accounts? Okay, can you give me an example of a company, everyone? Is company and banking company all the same, or are they different? Company is a company. It has one specific branch, which is banking company. But the point is, banking companies have a specific right of preparing their books of accounts as per their act. So it's quite different from others. But give me an example of a company, everyone. Lakshmi ma'am, correct. Bank is a different kind of company. But can you give me a name of a few companies, everyone? A few examples of the companies. Is Reliance a company? Very good, Ashwin sir. I think we just got clicked at the same time. Correct, Ravi sir. TCS is a company, Infosys is a company, MRF Tire. This particular share has gone more than, I think, 84,000. I think crossed the 1 lakh mark recently as well. So a very, very huge company. ONGC is also a company. These are all different companies now. So the point is, if I want to compare the books of accounts of TCS, I was looking at Tata Consultancy Services and also Reliance. How do I compare them if they prepare their books of accounts in a different pattern? Can you compare a CBSE student with an ICSE one? No, you can't. We will have to reach a particular ground where both of them are studying the same syllabus. Then we can compare their marks. Otherwise, we cannot. So, in this case, if I talk about this scenario, the balance sheet equation is basically the basic portion. Then, first of all, you will learn what kind of accounts do they prepare. There's a format that is pre-decided under Companies Act 2013. So you'll follow that particular technique first. You will learn what does Companies Act says regarding the pattern. Okay. So first of all, you learn that pattern, and then you will also learn about how does a banking company prepare their books of accounts. It's different from the one that is provided in Companies Act. They follow Banking Act, है ना? So their format is little different. Along with that, by the end, again the last chapter is again hardcore bank area. Then this would include the area of all the softwares that are used in the bank, another important and interesting area to look forward to. Okay, done with this, everyone? Got an idea of module B as well? Now, one of the most scoring modules. But mind you, this particular module is more or less very numerical based module. Module C is more or less numerical based, but this used to be the chapters which are covered in this particular area used to be the most important chapters as per the previous examinations that were there conducted before the change of syllabus. Along with that, now even it consists of very important chapters which are to be focused because a good number of questions are asked from these chapters. So let's move on and understand about module C now. Module C has got financial management. You will learn how do you manage the finances. Once you are done with what do you mean by finance, then you learn financial management. Ratio analysis is a very important chapter. Questions have been asked from this area in the examination every year, be not only in the JIB, CIB area, but also in the area of even the bank promotion papers as well, internal promotions. So this particular topic of ratio analysis is their favorite. Then comes financial mathematics, calculation of interest and annuities. Uh, Very important chapter. This has compound interest and simple interest. YTM is related to the bonds valuation, whatever bonds are. If I take a loan from you, and that is customized, I said that you give me 100 rupees, I'll give you 10% interest every year according to that. So, and you agreed on that. So, I'm paying you interest there. This is, you'll have to find the value of that particular bond as well. Na? If I want to sell it to someone else or you want to sell it to someone else, then what are the repercussions? So for that we'll need to understand what is yield to maturity, what is it that we are expecting to earn out of these things. Then very important topic too, the next important topic is forex is you actually learn about the various currencies and how do you convert from one currency to another currency. That part is something that we'll be learning in this particular class itself, in that particular chapter. Then the next chapters have been introduced recently, be it capital structure and cost of capital, capital investment decisions. These chapters, this was also a very important chapter earlier as well. Then derivatives is a win-win situation because you learn the concept of derivatives here in JIB. This is also there in CIB as well. So you make an extra effort in JIB. By the time you'll have the same chapter in CIB, you'll always be thorough. That's a plus point there. The one of the basic things about the module C is all the chapters, none of them is pure theory. In all these chapters, you will find that they are putting things which are related to the area of, which are definitely a little different. That is what I can say. They're a little different. So when the things are a little different, then you have to understand the practicality of it. If you're looking forward towards learning it from the theory itself, then it's a little hard. But module C is more scoring given because case studies are frequently asked from this area. These chapters, ratio analysis, YTM, they carry a good number of marks in the examination. So again, very important chapters. Now the point is the last module. Last module is all about module D, which is recently added. But this particular module will be really helpful for every banker there. Why would it be so important in this area? They have introduced the area of taxation. They have introduced income tax altogether. They have introduced goods and service tax. That is, you will be learning about income tax as well as GST under this particular syllabus itself. Then you will also learn about costing. Acha, what do you mean by cost, everyone? How can you define the term cost? If I said this thing was very costly, can you explain what do you mean by the term cost? Deepti ma'am, very close to the correct answer. Anil sir, very good. That's the basic reason we find out the cost. Okay, correct, Arya ma'am. Okay, look at this particular pen itself. Huh? This is one of the digital pens that I use. If I said that I bought this particular pen for 100 rupees, though it's very costly there, but then let's take it like it costed me 100 rupees there. The point is, why would the producer sell it for 100 rupees if his cost of production was 100? He would see he spent 60 on making it, spent rupees 20 on trying to sell it. He was advertising it everywhere. that I prepare such good pens that people tend to buy it. Then you sell it for 100. Then can you find the profit here, everyone? What's the area of profit? 20. How do we find it? First of all, we need to know what particular amount was spent by us to produce that particular thing. And then selling price would be determined accordingly. Isn't it? This is costing. We'll be learning about various methods. For example, this is made in bulk. If this is made in bulk, there is no customization. These pens can be made in bulk at any case, and at a very faster pace. Now the point is, look at this. This was particularly a specific kind of class which has handmade paintings and all. These are carvings. So these carvings are made by a specific artisan. And he said that, ma'am, I prepared these customized for you. So I have to find that customized cost as well. So these are the different methods, and this would be covered in the particular costing area. Even we learn about, if I'm making in bulk, what kind of costing method is used, and if we are making these things in terms of customization, they call it job costing, everyone. This particular thing is called job costing. I will provide you everything, and I'll say that prepare me all these mugs, whatever you need, I'll provide you. But you prepare these things for me, or you prepare and let me know about it. But I want customization. For example, I was looking forward towards red chairs in my office. Currently, I'm having black. But I said, nay, nay, in my office interiors is not going that way. I want to keep red chairs. Then I ask you to do that part, that prepare those things for me, please. Then you will say that, ma'am, the charges of the leather plus the area of that particular seat plus the foam that we are using, everything would have costed us this much amount of money. So it's better that you give us a part of profit as well. So total amount that we are going to charge is this. You define your minimum amount that you are looking forward to, including your labor charges, because that particular person is also making an effort now. All these things we'll be learning in our class itself. So these are the various things as per the particular syllabus. I'll go with A, B, C, and D in the process there. We'll do the A, then followed by B. Remember, if you are clear with A, there's a win-win situation with B. If you are clear with A and B, C becomes a piece of cake. It becomes very easy because B is associated with C, and D is something which is definitely a little separate from these two. But the fun fact of D is, whatever you learn in D, that is not only useful in terms of this examination but in overall life as well. So the module D is definitely very important. ठीक है. So module D has practical implementation. So this is all that we'll be learning. Acha, there was someone who asked me that, ma'am, what about the revision portion? When you will be revising now, I'll always suggest that do the A and B together. Always start with A, because that will give you a boost, because that's just ABC of accountancy. So A, B, C, it gives you a boost. Acha, A done, B done, C done. Number of chapters that would be done would be increased. So that is basically a breather for everyone. Ki chalo, I have done good number of chapters. So first of all, whenever you will be revising, you go for A, then go for B, then followed by, you can look forward to D first if you are not someone who likes to go for numerical portion. If you like numericals, then go for C. ठीक है. अच्छा, plus point of our classes, why do what are we going to do in our class there? Let me give you that part as well. Number one, during the class you get a particular video there, right? This is a video course, so the live class is going on. Finish whatever we are doing in the live class, plus make some quick notes as well. After the completion of the class, what you have is, the PDF would be visible to you. Once the PDF is visible, read it. Give one particular read at least once. Then at the same time, once the syllabus is over, also go for the mock tests. And just before the examination, whosoever is a part of Mahapak, everyone, there is a particular area where we are dealing with, we deal with power pack batches, revision batches. If any of those batches comes, then you can again revise with us. And last is just before the examination, we normally conduct marathons as well. So this can be the 1, 2, 3, 4. This can be the fifth revision of the particular syllabus. If you go on in a systematic manner now, you can revise with us only at least 5 times. Not in your self study, self assessment. That's a different scenario. If you are preparing with me only, then at that point of time you can definitely go and do it 5 times. But for that, you should definitely read the PDF after the class, so that you are able to grasp that particular thing. Because many of you would be bankers who are basically from different backgrounds, so this makes the things difficult for you now. So the best thing is note down whatever new you learned, whatever you do not knew about. There is, if you don't know about it, then there is no harm in noting down in your notebook now that this is the different term that I've learned just today. So that's one of the basic areas that you should definitely look forward to. Okay, this is the entire brain map of what we are going to do in our classes there. Then again, as I told you, in terms of the examination, what you can do is do the A and B together. In any case, these two should be done together. And among the C and D, you can definitely do D before C if you are someone who's scared of the numerical part. Otherwise, you can definitely use the same sequence as well. But A and B has to be done together. Without A, you cannot start with any of these subject or any of these modules further. Okay, so this is it about the particular examination there. So if you are looking forward, then there's one particular thing, let me show you that as well. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start with the basics of accountancy, where we will learn what accounts is, how do we start with accountancy, what is noting down, what are the various formats, who started it. And at the same time, in the classes itself, I'll also provide you MCQs for practice as well. So that means you will also get good number of MCQs to practice after the completion of the class. And there would be a PDF. Then in the PDF itself, I normally add MCQs as well. So you have practice questions, you have homework as well to look forward to after the completion of the class. So I would say this is a two-way process. Whenever you learn something with me, please practice it at your place, and you should have one particular notebook separate for that. Okay, so this is the area. Currently, I think if you look forward towards the JIB and CIB Kamaha pack now, just look at this particular pack. In this case, you get everything. Anybody who hasn't taken the Mahapak and would like to upgrade yourself towards Mahapak, just mail me regarding the same. I'll get it done for you there. Otherwise, what you can do is, if you're looking forward towards this pack, then at this point of time, 2 years validity is available, and you just have to pay for 1 year. This is not even 75%. You can increase your percentage in terms of your discount to 80%. You can use the code me80, and you will get 80% discount, and you'll get it for 9089. Okay, so there it is there in terms of the examination. If you're looking forward to it, then I believe you should hurry up and buy this particular Mahapak itself, because in the Mahapak you will get all the classes, bilingual, then my classes, that is the syllabus classes that are going on of all the teachers there, plus if any revision batches there, plus the previous batches that we have taught, that are also accessible to you. Ebooks are also available for you. Along with that, the mock tests, all things are opened up for you. If you buy this Mahapak is just going to end up with the validity soon. So if you're looking forward to it, then definitely go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details. Okay, so you can also take up the JIB Kamaha pack as well. Again, double validity is also going on. And if you are looking forward to only the syllabus there, this is the area of JIB and CIB, and all the batches that have started will be shared here itself. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, we'll start with the basics of accountancy, and we'll proceed further with whatever view I have given you regarding accountancy. Is there any doubt that you would like to ask everyone? Is there any specific doubt that you would like to ask? Is there anything that anybody would like to ask? Um, but now I think regarding that particular thing, I just let you know after seeing the calendar there. Okay, there's a planner. From the planner, I'll share that particular details with you. That is updated in that particular area itself. This is my email ID, everyone. Niharika.walia@24/7. So if you're looking forward towards anything there, you can definitely message me there. No, no, no need to bring the book. Everything that I prepare in the PPTs is from the book itself. There is no need to carry that bulky book. All the questions which are there in the book itself is also shared with you in the class only. So there is no need to buy the book at all. Anjali ma'am, as soon as the things would be out, I'll share that particular details with you. Don't worry. I'll keep you updated there. Otherwise, even in the download the app, in the app only you get a lot of things. Acha, you have bought the particular ebooks that we have bought. If you're looking forward towards the book there that is prepared by us, that's a different scenario. That book is good. It's a compilation there. If you're looking forward towards physical books, then definitely it's better because in my class you will get that part. So Nali ma'am, the study planners are attached with the class itself. Actually, you've opted for a hard copy now, then go ahead and have it. It is prepared from the particular IIBF book itself. It would be helpful because what you can do is you can look at my class, prepare things, and extra questions and other things you can look forward to that area. And then I'll share the particular details of the support team. They can guide you how to do it. Okay? If you would like to buy the IIBF book, because a few people asked that, ma'am, should we buy the IIBF book? All the things that I prepare in my classes exclusively from the IIBF book itself. The planners are attached with the classes itself. You have to go through this and you will find the planners here only. You'll find the planners in this area. It would be updated here only. Okay? So everything regarding the particular examination and what is it, uh, not yet, Deepti ma'am. Maybe we would come up with another one later on, but not right now. Chaliye, that's it for the day, everyone. I'll be meeting you tomorrow, and we'll start with the syllabus itself from the very beginning. That we'll be learning the basics of accounting from tomorrow itself. So I hope this particular class was productive because I wanted to give you a view of the particular subject. What are we going to do and how are we looking forward to it? What are my views regarding it? So we'll be doing it as soon as possible. Thank you so much for letting us know about the same. Don't worry. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye and good night. Yes, Deepti ma'am. From tomorrow onwards, the timing would be from 8:30 to 10. Done? Chaliye. Just a request, keep a particular notebook and a pen handy with you when we start with that particular area. Yes, the class would be daily from Monday to Saturday. So, thank you so much, everyone. Good night.